Hello, we are Team Splashy, and we will be presenting our wrap-up presentation for this LTEC 3000 project. So to meet the team right quick, I'm Brittany, I'm the group leader. Then we have Jeff, the associate leader, and then Lindsay, Amy, and EOL, who are our fellow group members. A quick overview of what we're going to be looking at in this presentation is a survey of some different career fields within content creation. Then we're going to meet our chosen STEM expert and examine his career path, training, and education. Then we're going to review some evolution of technology and tools that he uses in that field. And then look at some teamwork in that career field, as well as understanding some problem-solving skills. We have 4 goals for this project, with our first goal being to offer some new information or perspectives on different STEM career fields within animation or creating. Our second goal is to share practical insights and real-life experiences in a STEM career. Our third goal, to provide knowledge about the steps to take in pursuit of a digital content production career. And lastly, to highlight the tools used in computer illustration and computer animation. And with that, I will hand it over to Jeff to have our survey of STEM career fields.
Thank you, Brittany. So first, I just want to give an overview that we did explore a few different career fields in the STEM world. And the first one I'm going to invite EOL to tell us about right here.
Digital illustration is a career field option in STEM. Artists use digital technology to create artwork through an interface that translates their movement of a programmable device such as a mouse or a drawing tablet into a digital display.
Thanks, EOL. Another career field that we looked at is digital animation, where artists in this field use computers and other electronic technology to produce 2D and 3D animation. And animation consists of individual images displayed in sequential order to give the illusion of movement. Another career field that we looked into was digital audio mixing. Audio mixing professionals use software and other technology to blend recorded sounds together across one or more channels. Volume and frequency are some of the things that are adjusted by the audio mixer to produce a pleasant or a sound that's effective for a particular audio or audio and video product. The next thing that we want to focus on and tell you about is our STEM expert that we reached out to and were able to meet with. His name is Jess Purviance, and he actually, his role spans across all 3 of these different career fields that we looked at. He is the owner and lead animator at his company that he founded called Pilgrim Animation. He's a professional digital illustrator, digital sound mixer, and also animator, where he has won awards or won an award in digital animation projects for commercial advertising. And in addition to all that, he's an adjunct instructor at Avila University covering the program Adobe After Effects, which Amy will tell us a little bit more about. And also motion graphics is part of the course that he teaches. Brittany, I'm gonna invite you to come back in here and tell us a little bit more about Jess's career path.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. So as for Jess's career path, where did he start? He initially went to school for audio engineering, and that's the degree he graduated with because he wanted to work in a music studio and produce music for artists, bands, and stuff like that. But he had a hard time finding a job after graduation because the studio industry was kind of going downhill. So how did he get to where he is now? He eventually started working at a TV station, creating like the little mini commercials in between for ads, products that didn't have ads just yet. And that is where he began to teach himself how to use various software applications that we will go over later with Amy. And he eventually made a friend who he would tag along with to do odd film jobs and animation jobs. And eventually that led to him starting his own animation company. So like I said before, he has no formal training in animation. He simply taught himself by watching a lot of YouTube tutorials and had a lot of trial and error as he worked alongside his friend at the TV station. And what does this mean for others is proof that no career choice is final, and education doesn't define your capabilities. Just because you went to school for one thing doesn't mean you have to stick to that thing. You just can find the perfect thing for you at any point in life, and you can find success in that thing as long as you are willing to put in the effort and learn. As for networking, it can allow you to meet all different kinds of people within your career field, help you grow your business, or just get your job out there and get you hired somewhere. Some advice from Jess on that is to, instead of professional networking, because that can be stressful, maybe instead make friends with people who do what you do, and it'll be a lot easier to talk about what you do and network and spread the word about your business or search for a job. As for self-learning, like I said, just watched a lot of online tutorials, but you can also learn by researching or enrolling yourself in some massive open online courses. Yeah, and as I said, Jess watched a lot of YouTube and just practiced on his own. And now we will hand it off to Amy to talk about some tools and technology.
Thank you, Brittany. The tools and technologies that were previously discussed will be discussed, as well as the evolution of those tools, and then what he uses personally as programs for animation. To start out with, the evolution of the animation of tools began with stop motion, which involved subjects, typically some kind of puppet or object, are then moved and photographed to create each frame. From there, it went into cell animation, where ribbons of clear celluloid that had each frame hand painted onto it, with each frame being passed in front of a camera. Then computers with 2D animation software, where they were responsible for the animation seen in many popular films like Spirited Away or Princess and the Frog. 3D animation software is where it was allowed for more detail to be put into the look of the characters and the individual scenes, and can be seen in films like Turning Red or Toy Story. The Adobe Creative Cloud is the main group of programs that Jess had discussed with us. The first one being Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator is a vector-based program where images do not become pixelated no matter how far one zooms in or out of the image. Each design element is also layered in its own layer, which allows for better editing in the next program, which is Adobe After Effects. Adobe After Effects is where all the animation actually takes place. Those individual layers are then you're able to control the time, speed, and the direction of each of them as they're moving about the screen. You can also make things multiply. You can incorporate grids and adjust the scale and rotation of each properties to make them globally proportionate and in rhythm with each other. You can also add color gradients or produce particles within Adobe After Effects. Adobe Premiere Pro is where the video editing software happens. That's where all of the finishing editing of audio mixes is done, as well as all additional lighting effects to put those final touches on your animation. You are also able to export your work to various formats depending on how you want to present your animation. And all of those editing audio mixes that you're able to incorporate in that last step come from two different sources that he had discussed with us. The first one being Megatracks. where you're able to search by themes or albums. You can also search between vocal tracks or non-vocal mixes. The variety on there allows animators to discover the right track every single time. Another source that he used for music was Premium Beat. It's very similar to Megatracks in the sense that you can browse by various themes, but one of the benefits of Premium Beat is that it allows for royalty-free music. And with that being said, that kind of sums up all of the programs that he discussed and suggested for future animators to pursue in the future. I will pass it along to Lindsay to discuss the teamwork.
Thank you, Amy. We discussed a lot of teamwork with Jess, and this part is how to work with business partners, employees, and clients. With business partners, friends can easily become your business partners, so it's important to know how to handle those situations. Some of the advice from Jess is to always talk about money first. Leaving it until last can ruin friendships. Keep the animation style simple enough that new partners can easily pick up on and continue the project. For employees, when looking to get hired at an animation company, there's a few things that companies will look for. They want to know that you can do the work and that you are fairly easy to get along with when working. So some advice from Jess is to have a reel ready to show potential employers. It'll show them that you can do the work and it will at least get you an interview. He mentions that he looks at the employee's reel first, and that's how he determines who he wants to bring on board, because it shows what kind of work they do. Don't be too disagreeable or too recluse. Be someone that is easy to work with and can be a team player. As for clients, when working with clients, it can become necessary to walk the fine line of doing what the customer wants while steering them away from some not so great decisions. So advice from Jess is to be flexible, but also do your best to keep them from making poor decisions about the project. Sometimes you just have to do what the customer wants. You can't always change someone's mind. It's still customer service, but you want to guide them in the right direction so that the outcome is what both the client and the animator want. And then we also discussed problem solving. So we have career advice from Jess about working in the animation industry. We talked to him about getting work and projects. Jobs won't happen right away, so it's important to know that getting started can be slow at first. So just keep creating and eventually clients will start to roll in. Just let us know that working on side projects and sharing them online is a really good way to get your clients rolling in. Prospective clients will reach out with job opportunities because they like the work you shared. And he also advises to do free jobs for people you know, then jobs will come by word of mouth. Learning to say no. Working in a field like animation can start to take up any and all free time, especially when customers want their content quickly. Learn to say no and set boundaries to combat being drained and overworked. Additionally, don't create things that don't align with company or personal values. Some advice from Jess is to find a way to balance work with life. When clients try to contact you at all hours of the day, let them know your schedule and availability up front so that everyone knows when to contact who and when. Turn off the work phone and email. Evaluate each project to determine if it is in line with your values. Setting expectations for clients. Clients need to know what to expect from the start so as not to be caught by surprise by anything. So it's important to be transparent with them. Jess says speak to clients ahead of time to go over the process and determine what their expectations are and what the animator's expectations are. That way everyone knows what to expect up front. If the client's expectations are out of range, discuss other options while still fulfilling their overall goal. Communicate the timeline with the client so it's clear and there's no questions. In conclusion, after having 2 in-depth interviews with Jess Purviance, our STEM expert, our team has learned many aspects of the field of computer animation. Through this project, we have discovered the skills and experience needed to be successful in this career. Mr. Purviance also explained how to troubleshoot and problem solve with clients and with employees. During the interviews, the STEM expert showed many examples of the tools and tactics he uses daily in his career. Through these conversations, it's shown that there are many paths to be successful, but the main insight is perseverance and hard work. And I'll turn it back over to Brittany.
Okay, thank you, everybody. And that is our presentation. On the screen here, you can see all of our names and contact info. And yeah, that's about it. And here you can see our references. So thank you so much.